On the evening of Wednesday, June 25th, a severe thunderstorm suddenly hit Paris at around 2100 hours, starting from the western regions of the capital and affecting the entire Île-de-France, dragging the city into an extraordinary moment of crisis, with rains that strained infrastructure systems, felled trees, and paralysed transportation network. In the early hours of the day, with thermometers exceeding the 40 °C mark, the capital witnessed an unexpected natural phenomenon in the evening, with a sudden release of energy caused by an imbalance in the atmosphere. During the day, Météo France announced an orange alert level for Paris and its surroundings, warning of the risk of lightning and thunderstorms. Within hours of the warnings, shortly before 2100, a thunderstorm broke out in the western Paris neighborhoods and quickly spread across the city. Another area hit by the storm was the 16th arrondissement of Paris and Boulogne-Billancourt. Here too, many trees were broken and fell on the roads due to the strong wind. While parked vehicles were reportedly damaged, temporary closures were experienced on the streets in these areas. Security and evacuation efforts continued, especially with the intense efforts of fire brigades. The Paris Fire Department announced around 10:30 p.m. that there were no casualties, but hundreds of calls for help were received and interventions were ongoing, revealing the scale of the incident. The Grand Palais, one of the city's landmarks, was the scene of one of the symbolic images of the storm. Located in the 8th arrondissement and hosting an event at the time, the building was partially flooded due to heavy rain leaking through its roof. The show was interrupted and the audience evacuated. The incident caused a sensation not only because of the physical damage to the building, but also because it showed how vulnerable Paris's iconic venues are to this natural phenomenon. The risk of flooding, especially along the banks of the Seine, posed a great danger to drivers in the capital. On the Georges Pompidou Road, many vehicles tried to proceed with their emergency lights on due to both low visibility and rising water levels. The roof of the open-air cage of the barge Annette Quay in the 15th arrondissement on the opposite bank of the river was dislodged by strong winds. Rain also seeped into the interiors of some bars in the same area. The heavy rainfall also directly affected the metro and train systems in the capital. The Guy Moquet station on Metro Line 13 was temporarily closed due to heavy puddles. Franklin D. Roosevelt stations on lines 9 and 1 experienced a similar situation. The local authority announced the temporary suspension of services at these stations. Meanwhile, a power outage at Gare du Nord train station disrupted services on the RER B line for hours. On the RER D line, two-way transportation was disrupted between Creil and Villeneuve-Saint-Georges. The main reasons for these disruptions were water leaking into the stations and sudden load changes on high-voltage lines. Across France, the storm was part of a larger weather system. An orange alert was declared by Météo France for 57 different regions across the country. Most of these areas are lined up along a broad axis, cutting across the country from north to south, with Paris, as well as key regions such as Normandy, Limousin, and the Midi-Pyrénées, being affected by the system. Weather forecasting centres reported that wind speeds exceeded 100 kilometres per hour in many areas. In the capital, 112 kilometres per hour was measured at the top of the Eiffel Tower. Supercell thunderstorms that hit the Occitanie region in the early evening also strained infrastructure in many areas. These storms are cylindrical in shape and can be quite destructive due to strong winds combined with the rise of warm air currents. During the events in the Gers region, many trees were uprooted and power lines were damaged. All these developments showed that serious meteorological instability prevailed over a wide area stretching from the north to the south of the country. As the evening progressed, the storm shifted eastward. While weather conditions eased slightly in the capital and its suburbs, the alert level remained in place in eastern parts of the country. Météo France announced that it would lift the alert level in 50 regions as of midnight. However, the orange alert for 7 regions, Ardennes, Meurthe-et-Moselle, Meuse, Moselle, Norge, Pas-de-Calais and Vosges, will remain in effect until 3 a.m. A significant drop in temperatures is expected on Thursday following this severe storm, authorities said. This drop, which will be felt especially in the interior and northern regions of France, is expected to bring an end to the extreme heat wave. Météo France expects the heat wave to remain effective only along the Mediterranean coastline. The storm that Paris has faced is a striking reminder of how vulnerable major metropolises can become in the face of sudden and extreme natural events, and how vital it is for city governments to be prepared not only for the moment of the event, but also for the recovery afterwards, when it is important not only to limit the damage, but also to restore the sustainability of city life as quickly as possible. Our condolences go out to all Parisians affected during this difficult night, and we hope that the city will soon return to normal and life will flow safely again. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications for the latest updates on natural disasters.